Tell them how excited you were. For your birthday, where'd you want to come?
Here.
Wow. Where's here?
Back to New Orleans.
Right. And then we talked about what? We talked about if we don't go back to New Orleans. You say, what did you tell me? You're like, you know how much this is going to affect our life, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
He's GOAT. But I don't know how to respond to that.
Like, he's GOAT?
What?
Yeah, I am GOAT, but like continue. But no, like how did you feel coming back to New Orleans?
Great. I felt great coming back because this is where I was born and raised for a decade. So, yeah.
You were going to throw that decade
Yeah.
in there. Perfect.
Yes.
Yeah. So you turned 11 on Friday.
Yes, I did. No. Thursday.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that was New Year's
Friday.
Thursday.
Yeah. Appreciate it. Literally, you can beat it now. Scram.
All right, fine. Peace.
What do you want to say? If you have anything to say, this is your time. This is it. Come on.
I'm happy to be back in New Orleans.
All your friends.
All my friends.
Different school. Repeat it. Scram. What you want to say? Something? Come on. You got. Come on. What you got, y'all?
I love you.
Okay. Thank you. We love New Orleans. It is clearly. It's clearly in them and has been a part of me. So just, overly appreciative of the Saints organization, of you guys, of every random fan that we've talked to the last 15, 16 years. I don't know why I stepped on the step stool like I'm not tall enough. Kai, this was for you? Yeah. No, super, like I said, just excited to be back in the city. I think we got a lot of work to accomplish, especially with the Cam Jordan Foundation, how we've been able to send kids to school the last couple of years. Looking forward to doing more. I think we're about to activate, 16 years, 16 weeks of give backs to New Orleans. We've got so much plans in the works already. Even if I hadn't been here, I still would have given back. But I'm overly blessed and highly favored for being here.
Was this in doubt? Were you not sure that this would happen like a month ago or 2 months ago?
No, not at all. I mean, just the way you finished last year, you have to open it up to whatever avenue it is. I think we've got a quite talented edge room already when you talk about Carl Granderson and Chase, and then of course the draft comes, and we don't draft an edge, but we trade for a young top 10. I mean, Tyree's top 5, I believe, right? 7. Oh, sorry. Gosh darn it. So top 10. And of course, they signed back Chris Rumpf, and you talk about Fadil Diggs coming into a second year. So you've got a stronger room than you did last year. And so it's just, if it's puzzles come in, and the open line of communication I've had with Mickey as well as the Saints and all my guys here has been nothing short of a blessing. And at the end of the day, it was mutual benefit for us to come back. From what I want to do with perspective, I always believe in, black and gold, and how, I'm still pumping up the draft like I'm still part of the team. I don't think that's ever going to change. The way that I want to affect this city, I don't think that's ever going to stop. I think I still went to a couple school visits, like different, but still same. So of course there's always avenues that you could take that'll take you away from home, but it's become home for us. So you always end up back at the crib.
Cam, you said in the, or it said in the video that you just recently posted, one city, one team, one final season. Is that one final NFL season, or is that one final?
I don't ever want to do this again. This whole off season, I just told Kai, I was like, I don't like this, yeah. So we're going to take it. We're going to take everything the way we want to. Year 16, I mean, how many more years do you want me to play? Like, what do you want from me?
You had like 3 left in.
A couple years ago. So we're just, I definitely am going to take to this like every game is my last to ever play. And I'm going to be, like I said, overly appreciative of all my teammates. Brian Brzee calls me every other week, if not every week, talk to, all my guys, Carl, Chase, Ike, yeah, Gaucho, yeah, big Gaucho for sure. I keep seeing Gaucho every which way. But I mean, I've got phenomenal teammates. I talk to AK, let's call it every 4 days. You know, like all my teammates have been so locked in with me. I've talked to Shuck 4 or 5 times this offseason, pestering the hell out of me, honestly, about when I was signing back. Like I didn't have any other avenues. It's crazy. But like I said, I'm overly blessed and excited to be back with the team. Can't wait for. No, I can wait for that. I can't wait for summer camp.
That was a long answer, but does that mean final is final, or you're just going to treat it?
There's only, I'm going to treat it like it's final season with intention, because I believe between God and my wife, that's the only 2 people that could get me back through.
Obviously, we don't need to get into all the financial details, but obviously there was something.
That's for Kai. What are the guys here for?
You didn't love at first. Did you eventually decide the other stuff outweighed that, or did you have to make some concessions to get you here?
That I have to make concessions to get me here. Yeah, I think that in any negotiation, there's always going to be things that you want and can get through. And at the end of the day, it was more along the lines of what our family felt. So I kept sort of deferring to, not only my foundation, but to my wife about, well, I was like, yo, it's good to come back, right? And I was like, we're not going to have any. Great. All right. So as long as we were clear there, contract wise, there was a couple bumps that we just cleared up recently, and then it sort of cleared the path.
What ultimately got this deal over the finish line? Like, who reached out to who?
No, that's why I brought the 4 up. That's the final part. Yeah, the dad, like I said about 2 weeks ago, he's like, hey man, you're affecting our lives here. I was like, oh no, I did not know that. I could have sworn us moving to Arizona, it would have been the same everyday routine. But no, that'd be the final part. When you look at these, 4 beautiful kids growing up, their whole lives have been here, so they don't know how not to carry on. And when you had that conversation, I was like, all right, let me just humble myself here and let's get this done, which is awesome because I've got, like I said, I've got so much intended for this city with this upcoming year with the foundation.
It's been hard. I know that you were always present during OTAs and minicamp. Has it been hard? Did you miss it?
No. No, it was not. I don't know if you've seen this. I've golfed a lot. Things I hope to never have to do again. Golfing is fun if you get paid for it, I'm sure. But yeah, I think this offseason has been phenomenal for, the fam. We went off to Japan for a month. Kids saw Korea. I've done a lot of side quests. Yesterday was happily at the World Cup games, and then I was like, somewhere that morning, I was like, let me call good old Mickey Loomis, and just sort of was inspired to get back as soon as I could.
Cam, to that point, it seemed like the front office was pretty adamant about bringing you back, and they were vocal about it too. How heavy did they weigh with you in your decision?
It's overly appreciative when you get a phone call from your head coach like, hey man, want to respect your space, at the same time, come on in. And I'm like, you love the personal connections that you do have. Talking to my guy Jay Rogers and Staley, and just making sure we could be on the same alignment of what I want, what the team wants. I still want a Super Bowl. I think that, like I said, without saying I was all in at draft, I was all in, just watching every draft pick we had and was getting excited about it. And I was like, oh, okay. I said, now we got, 2 highly touted defensive tackles, in 2 consecutive years. You've got Brian Brzee headed into his 4th year. I think there's a lot of talent interior-wise. You talk about Godchild, Nate Shep. You bring in the ideas of what we can do again on the edge. I think there's a lot of talent. So why wouldn't I want to be a part of it?
And what are conversations like just when you're around town and seeing things?
You know what those conversations are like. Our people in New Orleans don't, the sort of, in the kindest way, just so familial. Is like, why aren't you coming back home? And that hits.
A couple of years ago, you actually said probably no season 16. So what changed last year?
Which question?
Well, in my mind, there was a couple years ago I said probably no 16, but then like year 14 sort of got deemed as like a nose tackle year, and it didn't really count in my mind. So,
So this is your.
yeah, this is technically year 15. Yeah. I should have said 15 years at Edge. Yeah.
When you said you were at the World Cup game, you called Mickey Loomis. Is there anything you can kind of share about that phone call and kind of that process?
It was sort of quick, brief. I think it was like, what time we call? Like 11 o'clock, 10 o'clock, well, about 11, somewhere brunchish. And was like, like, hey, I'm all in. He's like, we need you to be all in. And I said, I don't know any other way. I don't dip toes in the water. I dive in.
Ken, I know you think this team's good. Like, it's always this team's going to win the Super Bowl. But like guys in your position, a lot of times you see them ring chase. Like, why here and not? Like, why was it so important for you to come back here and maybe not consider some of the other options that you have?
One, because they're all cold. Ew. And two, I mean, when you look at our roster, you see the growth, you see the development, you see Tyler Shuck, you look at CO, you see the explosiveness of a Jordan Tyson, you see how Devon Valet was playing last year, you see Jawan Taylor, we bring in some WWE kids. I mean, I just think there's so much talent on the roster itself. We go out and get a guard, which I think that should help. Offensive line, yay.
Did you seriously consider it, like any other offer?
No. I would not. Why would you? No, I would never.
At that point, like, did you go back to the Saints if you to update them? Like, did they match? Did they what?
No, there was no match. But I think when it comes down to it, it's lifestyle. It's the idea that I could have played for the same team for my entire career. The loyalty streak has always run deep with me. And I think a couple years ago, me and Mickey sat down and was like, look, man, the way you've played, the way you've handled yourself, you'll always have a job here. Now, it may not be what I think I'm worth or whatever it is, but it's always been the idea that we've had an open line of communication.
How big of an influence was your dad playing his full career in one place?
Significant.
Before that, yeah.
Yeah, significant. I mean, I blame him. Had he been a Merc for hire, I would have understood the path.
Cam, you signed your contract today, mandatory minicamp, one more practice tomorrow. Will you be out there tomorrow?
I will be at meetings. I think I have to get a physical, right? Like, I can't say yes already, but most likely, we'll see.
I've got kind of a lighthearted question. You've had some different looks. Is this because you're going out you came in with this look, or is this
I need a job. This is I need a job. Like, you gotta be manageable when you're jobless, sitting on the couch with the kids, and they're like, "What you gonna do today?" What are you gonna do today? But no, I mean. At some point, you got to reset. I don't think the silver hair could have lasted a whole another season. That was, I will be a silver fox one day. It just won't be anytime soon. Hopefully, I could be like Sharif. Maybe it all goes away. Damn, I love you, Super Bowl. I'm sorry. It's because.
Quietly, you take it straight. I feel like Nikki had something to say about the silver hair.
Did you? What'd you say about silver hair? Yeah, she was like, "Are you doing this for real?" And then the second time I died, it got too blue, and she was like, "That's what you get." And I was like, "Yeah, that's it." I didn't. Go ahead, hit it.
When you talk about your free agency, you talked a lot about having an opportunity to have 10 to 12 sacks, and you didn't know whether that was going to the playing time element was going to be here. Did you get clarity on that throughout this process?
Absolutely. And at the same time, again, I think we got great edges in our room, and be there where they lie. I think there's a higher purpose this year. Whether that's the motivated, every play is going to be felt like my last, or it's hey, how can I get my guard Carl Granderson to 10 sacks, or how can I get Chase to 20? Because I think they have the capability to do so. I know what I can do. And if I can push my teammates to be the best version of them, how much farther can we go as a team?
What does it mean? You got drafted in 2011, and a lot of guys you came in with, their kids, football's a memory. They see pictures and video of dad, but this is real. Does that mean something to you that they can experience this and remember it?
Yeah, I'm hoping Cha-Cha will remember it. I mean, 5 turning 6. She doesn't like me now, so hopefully she, yeah. Nah, she's her mother's child. These other 3, they love me. The fourth one I missed. I mean, she tolerates me. But I think as she goes older, she'll be like, I can remember when. was 4 when my dad retired. So like I remember being cold. I remember like random locker room, where's the canned Gatorades? They have core memories where this guy be like, Tank has seen Mike Thomas to Chris Olave and hopefully Jordan Tyson, the next great. Ran routes with almost all of them. So if he has core memories like that, I think that's legendary in itself. So yeah, I think it's definitely promoted by them.
What about all your current teammates that were kind of blowing you up and everything? Did any former teammates
Absolutely
talk to you about coming back?
A driving force, Craig Robertson somehow, some way. Mark Ingram, Demaro Davis. My main 3 of get your ass back into the building. Just in terms of former teammates, and of course, you talk about talking to Sheldon Rankins, David Onyemata, still Akeem Hicks chimes in every now and again. Even talk to Mike Thomas. I've got a resounding. Nobody was like, "Hey, go check out a different." I talked to Drew. Drew was like, "Hey, man, black and gold bleed forever," and I was like, can anybody have a different opinion? I had Yes Saints, Yes Men in my corner.
Like, what does that mean, though, when like people who are no longer part of the organization or even moved on to different teams are like, nah, go back there. Like when you hear that from people you trust, your teammates, what does that mean?
Man, I think that says a lot in itself. One, that we can adapt to change. 2, that because you see how I'm so involved in the community, it feels wrong to be in another city not giving back to this city. At least that's how I looked at it. And the way that the family's built on it, how we do our shoe give backs in Christmas time, our backpack drives in the next couple months, our kids camp, which has been delayed. I'm not sure why it's been delayed, actually. But everything that we want to do in the city, it'd feel surreal to not be here.
Cam, you said you kind of had to humble yourself a little bit. Were you prepared at all for that possibility going into free agency, coming off the season you had? And how did you handle that?
Every offseason is different. This one would be the first one where I actually saw a free agency situation. And as you're fielding phone calls and seeing the vision or lack of vision, you're like, it gets dark out there. There's opportunities, and you literally have to sit and weigh your options and talk it out, think it out, and figure out what's the best move is. And then I got really comfortable in just like roaming around, training in the morning, playing some pickleball, and going home. And I was like, oh, I'm getting too happy. I was like, I got to really start training. And then, somewhere in this last week or 2, again, talking to the kids sort of snowballed the effects of, all right, let me get back home.
Of course, you had to come back in this room and make it official, but how bad were you itching to get that tweet out? The video.
Pre-programmed. Didn't even know it launched. Forgot I had said it in there. But no, honestly, it took everything for me not to get on the plane this morning and have some teasers going. I had a couple memes ready, but I was like, you know what? I'm gonna try to be an adult for once.
So you scheduled it?
Boom. I can plan.
How does it feel, though, to really call 2026 your swan song?
I have no idea about that one. In my mind, I'm all into the idea of 2026 Saints go to the Super Bowl. It might be too early to call it, but I feel like I call it every year, and I'm gonna keep on believing where I think we can. I thought we had promised to shock some people last year, and I think we have promised to build upon what we did last year.
Since you say Nikki's in charge, you want to say that's it? Wrap it up? No?
I do.
That was it? I was fine.
I do have one more question. You heard you say you have a new address when you decided to...
Oh yeah, we've been building a house in Arizona for like 5 years. Horror story. Don't want to talk about it.
You don't want to say it. When I thought we were done, I thought we were done. Like had the house packed up.
Yeah.
Didn't have plans on selling it at all. Moved, but.
Did that make
I left all the furniture for a reason.
Did that make it real when you you don't have a anchor here anymore, a house or anything, or?
Oh, no, the house is still there. That's what I'm saying. We didn't sell the house. That would be real. If I sold the house, I sent messages, I guess. That would have been like he's actually leaving. Yeah, I'm gone.
So you moved out, but you didn't sell.
Yeah, I took all my clothes and stuff that they liked to the house in Arizona, and I left the furniture on purpose. Beds, dressers, all that other main stuff that you need. A broken couch that I'm going to have to replace.
Is that weird, by the way, that so many people are like, you moved out of your house and like knowing all this information about
Nope.
whereabouts, you're just used to it?
Used to it at this point.
Yeah.
And then also I know he can be petty, but also very indecisive. But I didn't really believe him. I knew he would be that.
Tim, how did you like along those lines? Like, did you kind of ever have to check yourself, like, if you had an ego during this, or did you feel like you ever got?
I was born with the ego. Have you met him?
I'm just trying to be
Yeah.
good about it.
Yeah, but that's just it. The self-reflection is where do I want to be? I mean, is it about the money? No, at this day and age, there's no amount of money right now that can. Well, I can't say that. There's no amount of money in the league that could make me say, hey, this is just turn your back on everything that you've built. Now, did we ever threw out ownership? Hold it. By the way, so as we're speaking now, no, I mean, this is where I wanted to be and got back here.
Hey, Cam, I know the Hall of Fame is a goal. Is it something like you feel like you've already accomplished, or what do you feel like what else do you need to accomplish?
I didn't get in there last year, 2 years ago. I thought once I hit like that 120 threshold, I was like, I don't want to say give me my jacket, but like for sure somewhere last year, I was like, yeah, just like write me in. Maybe not first ballot, I'll take second. Give me another 8 sacks though. I might start talking in third person. Kidding. Now you want to say it? Wrap it up.
Would you really walk off if you get 10 again? Like, would you
Walk off where?
Would you walk off on 10 like last season? Or
After we win a Super Bowl? Absolutely. We win the Super Bowl. What? Yeah, I'll fill that goblet up and drink out of it and call it done. Like it's a Stanley Cup or something.